Alright, so GoPro just added a sweet new update to the Reelsteady software that you use to stabilize your GoPro footage. I also just got this GoPro Hero 11 Black and I've been testing it out and loving it. So I figured, let me show you guys how you can export your Reelsteady footage in various aspect ratios. So the first thing you're going to do, once you've hopped over to your computer, is open up GoPro Player with a raw GoPro file that you've taken. In this case, I've got some dirt biking footage that I just shot with a Hero 11 Black. That was last week. And I'm going to open it up. And this looks like a pretty standard GoPro Player. As you can see, it's got whatever, your play bar, your play pause button, your audio control, export, and trim controls here. So if we look at the footage, we can play it back, and that's great, and it looks amazing. It's the standard Reelsteady footage that we love to see. This is the non-stabilized versus the stabilized. So the cool new update that they brought in with this is that you can now go into the controls and hit advanced settings, and you can choose the aspect ratio that you want to export your Reelsteady files as. So 9:16 is going to be the one that you want to choose if you're trying to create content that you know will end up on Instagram Reels, TikTok, Snapchat, whatever those vertical mobile phone oriented social media platforms are. You're going to want to use 9:16. And then you'll see it switches to a vertical phone style video, and then you can just hit apply, and then the rest of the settings are the same Reelsteady settings that we all know and love. You can adjust the smoothness, you can adjust the cropping speed, and the lens correction. In my case, I usually like to keep the smoothness at about 20 and then change it if I feel like it needs more or less. I find that 50 is usually a little bit too much cropping in general, like it zooms in quite a lot on your image, and especially when you're using the 9:16 aspect ratio, it might make more sense to even drop it down to something like 15, because you want to make sure that it's not cropping it too crazy. And then you can hit apply. It'll put on your Reelsteady settings, and now you have a video that can easily be shared on Instagram or TikTok, whatever the hell you want to do. But what's more impressive about this is it actually changes the way that your smoothing algorithm works, because now that you have specified you want it to be within this vertical 9:16 aspect ratio, the parts of the image that you can't see are being adjusted differently than if I was to say choose a 4:3 aspect ratio. Because right now when I hit apply, you'll notice the image will change a little bit in the way it's framed. It zooms in a little bit more there, as you can see, because there's certain adjustments that it would not have been making if it was, let's say, in 16:9. So let's hit apply. We can see it crops in again, it changes, and then if we go to 9:16, the cropping will slightly change when we hit apply as well. So that's how you do it. It's really simple. Once you've applied your new aspect ratio, you can just click on, in this case, we can create a trim because I don't want it to be super long. So we'll just trim it to here, get this cool footage of me chasing one of my friends on his dirt bike. Shout out to Chris if you're watching this. And yeah, we got the trim, click on the checkbox, export, and do our settings. In this case, I want to do HEVC. Maximum bitrate, always. We want to retain that high level data. And then, yeah, you can even change the aspect ratio in the export settings. I wouldn't do that, but you can. And once you're there, it's there. Save it, and it'll export. So this really takes advantage of the new GoPro Hero 11 Black, because this has the 8:7 aspect ratio sensor. So it's a little bit more vertical height than the old GoPros, which basically means if you're shooting in 8:7 mode, you're gonna be able to either crop vertical or horizontal, 16:9 or 9:16 aspect ratio, and you'll still be able to get whatever you shot in frame pretty well. So that makes it really convenient if you know that you're going to be putting a video up on YouTube, but you also want to put that same video on TikTok or Instagram Reels or even YouTube Shorts. So I hope this information was valuable. I think this is a really cool update from Reelsteady, And if you liked it, leave me a like, subscribe, but I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.